Hi guys. So welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Abigail and I make videos about special needs and health issues. I also talk about my general life, but most of my videos have to do with my health stuff. I know that some of my subscribers that have been watching for a while like when I tell stories that are funny of things that have happened, and we did have something funny, kind of funny, happen today. So I guess I'll start with that first. So it's kind of funny because some of our neighbors, they have really unique personalities, I guess that's the way you could put it. Like, one of the neighbors really dislikes one of our neighbors that is super nice for crazy reasons that make no sense. But the neighbor that I'm talking about in this video is a neighbor that lives, I think it's 2 houses down from where we do. And I like to name our neighbors based off of like their like personality or how they act. And this one specific neighbor of ours is extremely loud. She's like a couple houses down from us, and I can hear her from my bedroom in her yard. And I honestly I didn't know that they even lived at that house anymore, because for a while I think she was going back and forth from that house to a different one. But anyways, this lady was walking her dog, had a few kids with her, and I realized, or I recognized that lady's voice, and it was like super, super loud. And I mean, this lady is loud, but it was like louder than normal. And so I looked out my window and realized this lady was standing in the middle of the road. She had, like I said, a couple kids with her, and then like one dog. So I knew that that lady was close because I could hear her, and she was just very loud. We have had problems with this neighbor in the past. Like, one time she got in trouble for leaving her, she has like, or at the time had 2 big black dogs, and we didn't know if they were nice or not, and she like left them out and they came to our yard. And basically it was a few years ago, but they basically started chasing me, and we had to tell the lady to go get her dogs. And then there's another time where the same lady was watching, I think it was her son and I guess some kids she was babysitting, and I was home alone at the time, and I heard somebody like come to our house. And because I'm home alone, I think that's a bit weird, because most of the time people know not to come over unless, they call first if, my family has plans to be somewhere else. This specific day, that same neighbor walked over to our yard and played on our swing set in our yard, which belongs to my little brother. And anyways, I heard the lady say something like, they're not home, they won't know. But I was at home and I heard. And so I called my mom, this long conversation. She said that they weren't allowed to be over here without permission. Thankfully, it all worked out because they like lost a hat. And so my mom had to bring it back to them. She lied saying she was never here, but obviously my mom knows that I was telling the truth, and also their hat was in our yard. So I guess two things of proof. So that's one story. And then a few days ago, I got this craft from that same place that I told y'all a few videos ago that gives out like free shoes and clothes and things like that. Well, every once in a while they'll have just something random, which is like this thing. You make it out of, it's like a rainbow you make out of string. And I thought that would be fun to do with my little brother. So the other day I sat down with my little brother and was working on it, and I realized that not all of the colors came with it, so we didn't get to finish it. So a little bit of art craft fell, I guess, but that's fine. It was free. Also, if you have a question for me, you can go to my community tab and ask a question if you want to. I'm doing a upcoming Q&A. I don't know when it will be out yet, but I want to see if people have any more questions before I do it, because I want to get as many questions as possible. I used to do a Q&A like once a month, but things got crazy with my health. And for those of you that don't know, long story short, I was born with a severe birth defect that affects me in different ways. But one thing that happened was that I have a hernia again, like a medium-sized hernia. Plus, I have gastroparesis from a previous surgery, which is where my stomach is partially paralyzed. So just a lot of health stuff going on. And I started losing a bunch of weight. The last time I went to the doctor, I had lost like 7 pounds. And trying on some clothes today that used to fit me really good, they were feeling too big. So yeah, it got to the point where I started losing a lot of weight. So I go March 2nd to get a feeding tube put in. So they're talking about doing the J tube. They said maybe the G tube. If they can only get one tube in, it's going to be the J. But if they can get both in, they might do the J and the G. We'll just have to see about what happens. But yeah, things have been crazy with my health. I'm still singing at church at this point. Trying to do like anything to keep myself busy, I guess you could say. I kind of skimmed through the questions, so I don't want to like answer all of them before the Q&A. But yeah, other than my like, could you say normal health stuff, I'm doing okay. You know, I deal with the normal pain and the nausea, and the hard thing right now for me, I think, is because I have gastroparesis and I think they said medium-sized hernia. Most things don't stay down, so even if I'm like eating a meal, After like 30 minutes, it comes up, which is not fun because I don't get like the nutrients from it, the calories from it. So I've been eating like once a day and just dealing with it. And then like the rest of the day, like, trigger warning, this is a little bit gross, but I'll either eat something that I know I can hold down, like some kinds of ice cream or a popsicle or something like that. Or if I really, really want to chew on something, sometimes I'll go ahead and eat and just spit it out instead of swallowing it. I know that's really gross, but that's how it is right now. Once I get my feeding tube, I won't be able to like eat as far as the things that make me sick, because you're not supposed to get sick on a feeding tube. But for now, that's kind of how I'm handling the situation. Thank you to my new subscribers for subscribing to my channel. I appreciate the support. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Hit the notification bell. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye, everyone.